Big cities are usually what most people consider good living. Lively streets, endless possibilities, food delivered at a moment's notice, and nightclubs where you can go, "Hey! What? God, I hate this. Smell a key? Okay." Woo, I love this! And this rings true for Japan as well. I mean, most people want to live in the big city, and I did too. When I first got here, I lived in Osaka City, you know? Woo, big city in Japan, guys. And while that was super fun and all, I am so happy that I moved to the countryside of Okayama. So let me tell you a little bit about what that's like, because you probably won't move here anyways. First of all, you get a lot of space for less. The prices for larger apartments and houses here are only a fraction of the price that you pay in like the big cities in Japan. And you know, this might be the reason why they pay you less when you're working at the English school here in the Inaka, you know? Less cost of living, and less paycheck. But the best part for me is to be able to avoid lines everywhere because there are less people. I hate people out in the wild. You've seen those images where people are being crammed into a Tokyo rush hour train like anchovies in a tin? That never happens here. And I am so glad I can walk outside at night and not actually see anyone. Just walk around and get some exercise and just not see people. No one is walking around me. It's just me. I love it. Now, this might be my Nordic DNA that loves it, you know, because we'd literally die before standing next to another person at the bus stop. Community is another thing that I appreciate about living in the Inaka. Being able to meet the same people at the yearly Matsuri and, you know, paying attention to what is happening in your local little society is kind of fun. And they know me everywhere in my little town now, and people greet me on the street. And it helps that I'm the only white guy in town, because a lot of kids, you know, they want to come up and, "Hello, sir." I'll be like, "What's up, little dude?" Backyard barbecuing is another thing that's amazing and something you'll be hard-pressed to do if you live in a big city like Tokyo or Osaka. Unless you're richy rich and you have like a rooftop terrace where you can barbecue, or you have a huge-ass house in like the Tokyo suburbs. Okay, well, then you can. But most people in the Inaka, they do like barbecue all summer round in their backyards, and I love it. During summer, almost every evening you can catch a whiff of freshly grilled meat walking around in this. My fat ass fucking loves it. I bet you do too. There is nothing better than smelling grilling meat while walking outside. I think it triggers some sort of like vacation hormone in my brain or something. It's like, ooh, I'm getting calm and also hungry, baby. Let's go. All of our neighbors enjoy barbecue and beers on summer evenings, and we've adopted that tradition too, so we do that all the time. Video coming this summer for that. Now, public transportation is decent in Japan, you know. They have kind of a reputation about it, but it's not exactly as good as in the big cities when you get out to the Inaka. Sure, the trains are at the Japan standard of being on time, but local buses, they're not. And most likely, in the middle of the Inaka, you'll need to buy a car. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. A K car can get you around unless you're my size, and then you kind of simulate the anchovy in the tin thing. You should see me try to go into a Daihatsu Move and drive it. My knees are like up here, and then I'm driving, and the roof is like mashing me down like this. It's real fun driving in Japan, guys. But having a car opens up an entire new world of exploration and freedom and lots of fun things to do in the Inaka. Me and my wife, we drive around to various mountains during the weekends for, you know, hiking with the dogs. I love it. It would be impossible without a car with these slow-ass buses. No Japanese countryside is complete without cicadas. Holy shit, they are loud, like very loud. Death metal loud. And that's because it's generally quiet during the evening in the Inaka, unless some idiot Chinpira comes driving by with his Harley with speakers fastened on the side, blasting some shitty music. Or, you know, some kids running around and screaming. But the cicadas are just annoying for a short time during the year. And then you kind of get used to it. You know, if you have tinnitus, you hear that me, and then over a long period of time, that kind of fades a little bit. It's the same with the cicadas, but the first week, when they pop up and are super active, you won't be able to sleep too much. But other than that, I really appreciate the peace and quiet of living in the Japanese countryside. I do not miss the city ambience at all. Now, where I live, I am outside of any fast food or Uber Eats delivery range. How did this guy get so fat then, you may ask yourself? Well, I learned how to make pizzas and homemade burgers and homemade fries. So there. Being outside of the fast food delivery or Uber Eats range, it can be a good thing, you know, or a bad thing, depending on how addicted to fast food you have become through your degenerate lifestyle. I have to drive 40 minutes to my nearest McDonald's, and that's far enough to be like, nah, I'll just make something at home. And then I make myself the fattest double quarter pounder, homemade, with even more fries than I would have gotten at McDonald's. It is what it is. Living in the countryside of Japan also makes it difficult for international travel. In Okayama, where I live, we have an airport, but that don't really have any flights directly to Europe. Who would have thought, right? So if I want to go home and visit my family, it's either fly from Okayama airport to Osaka or Tokyo, and then fly to, you know, Netherlands, and then switch a plane again, and then fly up to Oslo, god damn it. And this adds like another flight and another like check-in process, which is kind of annoying when you're gonna fly for 14.5 hours anyways. So I could do that, or I could drive an hour to Okayama City, take the Shinkansen for 1.5 hours to Osaka, then change the train to Kansai International Airport, and then check in for my almost 23-hour long, with layovers, travel. It's kind of shit. This is like the only negative thing about the countryside of Japan that I hate by living here. It is not easy getting around, and I go home like once or twice a year to Norway, dude. But I still wouldn't move away from the Inaka. I love it. And one of the reasons that I really love the Japanese Inaka, scenery is important to me, and I get a lot of nice scenery by living where I live. Lots of mountains and hills, forests, lakes, rivers, rice fields, farm fields, and so much more, and tons of hiking possibilities. I love it. Try doing that in Tokyo. Go outside of your 1 LDK piece of shit apartment that you pay 150,000 yen for, then go out into the ocean of people and be like, oh yeah, I really wish I wasn't at the mountain range and stuff right now. Shut up. I do like to look at a nice city skyline at night, but 9 out of 10 times I choose the rice field and the mountains any day of the week. Also, you know, Amazon can pretty much deliver anything to my doorstep, so I'm not leaving anytime soon. The countryside of Japan is great to both live in and travel to. Come on, just try it out, man. Try it out. There are many wonderful communities, sites, and overall good vibes in many inakas in Japan. So, you know, give them some of your tourism, man. They deserve it too. So do yourself a favor and experience the Japanese countryside, be it visiting or living here. It's great. Trust me. I don't know why you should trust me, but trust me. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more Japan content like this, you know, please subscribe down there, and also smack the shit out of the like button as if you were wearing a wife beater and was drunk at 2 p.m. in the middle of the day. You can dislike the video if it wasn't enough Tokyo kawaii sugoi desu ne for you, but do let me know exactly what that means to you, you know, in the comments. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.